Hello everyone, welcome to Sophisticated DIY. Today we are going to study Madeline Vionnet. She was the pioneer of the bias cut in the 30s. This is a book I have about Vionnet words. It's written in Japanese. I'm going to photocopy the style so I can trace the line and familiarize myself a little better with the way that dress is cut. And then I'm going to do the flat designs on my iPad. And I think I have everything I need, the three-dimensional design and the flat design, and I'm ready to start working. This is a Japanese book and I do not know Japanese, but I have a translator, so I'm gonna just translate everything, and I think that with the graphic and the translation, I think I can make this work. Squares represent 10 centimeters, so I just count all those squares and then I multiply them to make it in regular scale, and then I divide it again by 3 to make it 1/3 of scale, because the mannequin I'm gonna work with today is 1/3 of the scale. So I'm just measuring every line and I'm translating the best I can, and I try to confirm my lines after. If I have to correct, I do. And I think I'm about to finish the first pattern. It looks pretty much the same, so I think it's okay. And I'm marking all the important things like the grain of the fabric. So this one is bias cut, as I said. What is the center back? What pieces I have to connect with, so I mark those with a letter so I don't have any problem to do this job. I think I'm gonna use a millimeter sheet, that way it will be way easier for me to mark my graphics. So I finished my second pattern and I'm gonna do my third. But I realized that it will be just better if I write all the measurement at once and then I just go and mark them. I'm in the skirt now and it's all done. This is the strap that I'm not gonna do a pattern for it, and I think I have everything. So my next step is just to cut out those pieces. I'm not really sure if those patterns have included the seam allowance or not. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna prepare my fabric first, and of course always before I cut the fabric, I try to iron it. I did a very beautiful skirt with that fabric, and I have a little piece left, and it's a silk with a very nice flow to it, so I'm gonna use it to do that dress. I'm marking with a tape the wrong side of the fabric so I don't get confused because they are very similar. I cut my skirt first and I'm gonna cut the bodice, but you see, we have to take into account where is the grain of the fabric, so I have to fold the fabric at 45 degrees in order to have the right bias cut. And I think I have all my pieces now, for 2 pieces of each, because I'm gonna make a lining so it looks nicer. And I have all my pieces marked, so I'm just joining the side C with the C, the B with the B, the A with the A, and that way will be easier. This is not that easy to sew because it has a square, but you know, I have a trick. I saw the first part, then I remove it, I slash the fabric, and then I go back and then I move the fabric, and that way I get very, very, very beautiful square, and that never failed me. I learned that when I went to fashion school many, many years ago. So I saw the first part of the bodice, and I'm gonna iron it now just to see that my corners are very, very nice. As you can see, they are very beautiful. I'm gonna cut now the excess of fabric, and this is what I have. And as you can see, it's everything going well. It was a little bit difficult for me to see because as a pattern maker, I know what I'm doing, but as I'm using the pattern of someone else, it's not the same. I feel like this bodice is too big for 1/3 of the scale, so probably the seam allowance were included. So I cut again those patterns, this time not leaving any seam allowance, and I sew everything again. The skirt is done, as you can see, and I'm joining now the bodice and the skirt, and I'm gonna make a very narrow spaghetti strap. So I'm gonna make it as narrow as I can. This is why I'm using a thick thread to put it in, and then I'm gonna sew very close to the thread using my zipper foot, and then I'm gonna cut all the excess of material, and I'm gonna pull that thread out, and I'm gonna have a very narrow straps for my dress that I can sew to my bodice. At the same time, I'm gonna sew the lining, and I will have pretty much like a normal, like a regular dress. It will be pretty much the same. This one won't have any zipper because it's a bias cut. It's supposed to be a little loose, so it's all okay. And for the hem, I'm gonna use the band roll technique. I have another video showing you how to do the band roll technique. If you are interested, I'm gonna add it in the description box below so you can take a look at that video. With the band roll, you can make very narrow hems in a very, very, very easy way. They are perfect, and it's so easy and fast to make them. For the last part, I'm gonna do a kind of embroidery just to emphasize a little bit the cut. I feel like I should have made that dress with a plain color fabric so you can see better the cut, but I chose this one because this is a very thin silk, and I thought that it would look good with this fabric. And now is the time to make a photo shoot to my model, and these are the results. Thanks for watching Sophisticated DIY. I'm looking with this channel to make sewing project that comes from my heart. Please like it and subscribe. Bye!